Welcome back with the Travis Jones Show. You have myself, Travis Jones, and my lovely wife, Olivia Jones. Welcome, Liv.
Thank you again, Travis, for having me on your very special podcast.
It's now the...
Don't know. Don't pretend you know what day it
is.
is.
Just like everything else in life, it is combined. What is mine is yours, and what is...
I thought you were trying to figure out what day it was. I was like, mate, you don't know what day it is. You don't know what month it is. It's all the same thing. It's just 2020. Lump it in.
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is yours. Just like this podcast now. But that's okay. Welcome, everyone listening. Today we are talking 5 strategies. 5 strategies, or maybe they're tactics. I would say they're tactics. To dramatically increase your fitness business. I've used these 5 strategies. We've used these 5 strategies to... Whenever I say I mean we. We've used these 5 strategies. Each of them have brought in over $100,000 in a year. Some of them, in a very short period of time as well. So if you want to grow your business right now, if you want to use a strategy or a tactic that's going to dramatically shift the needle forward, I want you to grab a notepad right now and a pen. If you are old school,
actually proven to improve memory.
It does.
Writing. Rather than just typing or pretending to commit to memory.
Well, you can hire a VA to listen to this and give you some notes. It's up to you. I don't mind. But with this, guys...
Doesn't have the same impact on memory, though, but your VA is going to be a machine.
They're going to start running a fitness business and make some money. With this, guys, we're going to talk about the outreach method. We're going to talk about the beta tester strategy. We're going to talk about the ambassador strategy, the sauna story, where I met Liv.
The very famous sauna.
The very famous one. And the authority results strategy. So I'm going to get started off with the outreach strategy. And I think the outreach strategy, I first ever used it when I was living...
Back in the day.
Yeah, it was 2005. This is like OG, before Facebook ads. And we still use it. Like, I still use it anyway.
I was going to say, what year was Facebook, started? That's not even Facebook ads. That's, pre-MySpace.
I have no idea. MySpace Tom was just saying hello to everyone. I don't know. It's 2005. I was living just outside Toronto, and I just got kicked out and fired. I've only really ever had one job in my life, and I've had one job in my professional life. I would say I was a professional.
You're a professional?
I was a professional. I was a fitness manager of a gym, and Liv's laughing. You're not fucking professional at all in anything you do. But with this, I was a fitness manager. I started a small boot camp. I had like 5 girls I was training, and they pulled me in. They said, "Hey, TJ."
Boutique, I think, is the word they use
it was
now.
boutique. It was called OzFit Boot Camps because I had an accent. I was from Australia. I know, OzFit. And I had these 5 girls, and they pulled me in. They said, "We're going to have to let you go." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "You're running competing business." I was like, "Really? You have 180 gyms." And and I am running a competing business. I appreciate your...
Well, they backed you. They knew. They knew.
I appreciate your ability to think that I was a competing business. But nonetheless, I will leave. And I had 21 days. And my income then, I needed to bring in about $100,000 to pull in, pay for my bills and everything that was going on. So I was like, shit, I need to make $100K. I need to make about $2K a week. And I got like a month to try and get it there. So what I did is I need to go talk to females because I did a females only boot camp, guy with the accent, and I was from Australia. So I was like, what do I need to do? I need to start talking to females. Now,
this is the same strategy that you use for your Instagram algorithm, isn't it?
It is. That's why I got all the booties in my newsfeed. All the booties in my newsfeed because it's all about the algorithm. So with this, I need to talk to females, and I was like, where are females? Because marketing is always like stereotyping essentially, and females were in the mall. So I went to the Burlington Mall and the Oakville Mall, and what I did is I had a clipboard.
Massive.
Yeah. It is a massive stereotype, but it worked for me. So clearly my stereotype was foolproof. So I had a clipboard and I had some gift cards. So I had these gift cards. It was $97 on these gift cards for 2 weeks of training. And I walked up to 400 females. in 5 days. This is slightly illegal. I did it when I came into Australia, when I opened RVT, and I did it in the parks and around the local South Melbourne market where we were this morning to get some food as well. So you don't have to do it in the mall. You can do it in the parks where I did, where people were on lunch breaks. But this time, back then, I walked up to 400 females over 5 days. So I walk up to females, I have my clipboard, and I'll be like, "Hey, Liv, how you doing?" And
Putting on your strongest Aussie accent.
I'll be like, "If I could, I need..."
G'day, mate.
Yeah. G'day, mate. Put another shrimp on a barbie. No, I'd say, "Would you like to win 2 weeks of free personal training?" So I'd open up with that. They thought I worked at like H&M or wherever the hell I was in. But I was like, Sears. They would say...
Pre-tats. Pre-tats, Trav.
Pre-tats, me. I was less scary. I was like, "Would you like to win 2 weeks of free personal training? All you have to do is answer 3 questions." And they're like, "Oh, that's a small hurdle to jump to win 2 weeks of free personal training." And they said yes. And a lot of them said no. But that's why I had to talk to 400. So they would say yes. And I'd go, "Okay, fantastic." I'm like, "Are you a current member in the gym?" They would say yes or no. I was like, "What were your goals when you first signed up? And then did you achieve those goals?" And it was 3 questions that were literally, I didn't care, but they were easy questions to ask. I didn't really care about the answer. And I was like, "Fantastic, you won 2 weeks free. How exciting is that?" And they'd be like, "Thank you." And then from there, I would book him in. It's like, "You won 2 weeks free training at 6 sessions with me." We do them around the corner, basically. And I would book him in. It's like mornings or nights. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Fantastic. And I would book him in. They'll get them down for the 2 weeks free. I would get their name, the number, their email address. I would give them a card, and I would send them an email and a text and follow up to make sure they turn up. Now, from this, this is the biggest way to overcome your fear of rejection. Okay, so if you have
It's like speed dating, but for your business.
Speed dating for business. You have like with business, and this is what I did actually with when I was coaching personal trainers when I worked in Fitness First in Australia. But you have to get over your fear of rejection, because people are going to say no. People are going to say they don't want your service, and the fastest way to go up to them.
I think the new one is, "I didn't opt in for that. My child entered those details."
Exactly, they double clicked on a lead ad. But with this,
although Jackson did purchase himself 5,200 coins last night for $62 by tapping it for Pokemon Go, and then going, "Hey mum, what does this mean?" And then my Face ID approved the purchase.
Jesus, kids, it's 5. Anyway, so we're looking at this, and I'd walk up to 400 females. After the first 2.5 days, I actually got kicked out of one of the malls because, again, you shouldn't be doing it. And I had to go to the other mall. That's where I went from Oakville to Burlington. It wasn't that far away. The boot camp was somewhat in the middle, so it's not too far of a drive. And I walked up to the 400 females over the 5 days. Now, from these 400 females, I had 100 say yes. So I had a 25% yes rate. I like to look at it that rather than a 75% no rate. So 75% of females, 300 of them told me to get out of their face. Now, when you have 300 females tell you to get lost, like, you have to have some pretty thick skin. Lucky I was carrying a couple extra kilos in, so my skin was a little bit thicker. But with this, that was not a fat shaming joke, Olivia's rolling her eyes at me. But with this, guys, what you have to look at is you have to have thick skin. You have to push through the nose to get to the yeses. Everything is a numbers game. Doesn't matter if you're doing outreach or Facebook ads, it's all numbers. So out of the 100 that said yes, I only actually had 80 turn up because I texted, I emailed, made sure they turned up, and they had 2 weeks free training with me. Now, I made sure I talked to them all, and out of that, I had 40 of them continue. So I had a 50% strike rate to go from the start trial to actually keep going, which is $200 a month. And that's how I built an $8,000 a month boot camp in 21 days. Pretty crazy, a lot of hustle, for 300 no's to get to 100 yeses, to get to 80 people to turn up, to get to 40 people ongoing. Now, you can do this anywhere. You can go into your parks, you can go into a Facebook group.
It's only really a 10% success rate, but it's the numbers.
It's just the numbers.
So you can't say it doesn't work if you talk to 10, can you?
Or you get one person to sign up.
But that's what I mean. Like, you can't say, though, I didn't get what Trav got because you didn't talk to 400 people.
Exactly.
You didn't keep going when you got kicked out of the first mall. And that's the other thing is like when when the obstacles come up, and I think that's inevitable, and it's a really good lesson because it's so valuable, not just for harassing females in shopping centres
the same
or
as
parks
a nightclub.
at night. This is a daytime activity, guys. But it's looking at it and going, okay, if that doesn't work, what can I do to make it work? Like, this strategy could work. So what would I need to do next if my mindset is it will work? Whereas I think a lot of people go into these things going, it's not going to work. And I think that's works for sales, it works for business, it works for marketing. Like, how many people do we talk to that go, oh no, Facebook marketing doesn't work for me? Janice, it does.
As it works for every single person. It's just maybe you did the wrong targeting. Now, for me, walking up to 60-year-old ladies, I didn't walk up to the 60-year-old ladies. Everything comes down to targeting. Right then, I was 15 years ago. I was just turned like 23, maybe. No, it wasn't 15 years. It was like 12 years ago, something like that. I just turned like 22, 23. My target market was 20 to 25-year-old females. That's who I walked up to. So I had a specific market, and I basically, I dropped a pin around the mall on Facebook, but I was that pin, and
You were that lead ad.
exactly, I was that lead ad, and I just walked up to him. So it was like the same as a click-through rate, right? Like, I just walked up to him, showed up, and some people said yes and clicked on that ad and turned up, right? And I was the ad. So it comes down to your delivery. Is your offer irresistible? How is your pitch on the offer?
Are you irresistible?
Well, you married me. I don't know. So I think this is anything. So you can convey this. You have to have belief. You have to have grit. You have to have resilience. You can't spend
You have to want it.
But you can't spend $5 on a Facebook ad and think it's going to give you an ROI. You have to get that ad to actually give you some decent stats to go, do I need to change my pitch? Do I need to change my offer? Do I need to change my delivery?
Sample size.
Exactly. So with this, when I opened up in RBT in Melbourne, I actually did 28 days for free. I was like, do a month of my group training for free. And I just had to get numbers in the door. I did not know how to market. It was, again, still pre-Facebook ads.
I didn't even see that offer, and you were running boot camps across the road from my house, Travis Jones. So you've gotten slack between 2005 and 2011 in your relentless activity.
Well, maybe I didn't need you at that time. I got you with the next offer.
Got you with the next offer. You did. You got me with the next offer.
With this, again, relentless. It's omnipresence. So with this, guys, that is the outreach method. You can use this across your business, and I want you to have a think about how you can use it and just start deploying the strategy. Inaction does get nothing. You have to start acting. Bigger sample sizes, different delivery pitches, different offers. Come out to it differently. Believe in yourself. Okay.
And in what you're doing.
Yeah, and don't go into it with the low state. You have to have a good state, high state. You want someone wants to be around you. Yeah, great energy, aura.
You've always had great energy.
I appreciate that. This is why I married Liv. She just constantly tells me I'm good. She also tells me how I'm shit at something. So, and then I have to get better. Even it out. The next one is the beta strategy. Okay, so
this wasn't my strategy.
The beta
You
one?
didn't get me with the beta.
No, I didn't get you with the beta.
No. I just want clarification on the offers that appeal to me.
The beta strategy I did on Facebook, and we launched our Transforming 28 online program. And this program grew to $50,000 a month within 5 months. So it's pretty good. Without any type of paid marketing. Again, this is very early on as far as like 2012, still very infancy of Facebook ads, if they had Facebook ads back then. Zuckerberg was just, working his kinks out with Facebook marketing. So what I did with this is, and I've used it still all the time with our beta strategy. I got, would you like me to train?
Well, we're doing it now with our 14-day.
Exactly.
With our organic authorities.
I use it all the time. It's like getting testimonials. It's getting people to know, like, and trust you. This here is like the trusted advisor's approach. Okay. If people don't know you, they're willing to spend some time with you. It's all about it's the same analogy. It's like, this is you having a coffee with them, right? Like they don't really know you. They kind of know. Yeah, I am paying for it. I bought you a coffee. I was like, here, have a coffee, sit down.
Which, funnily enough, is another great strategy, but for another day. Another day. The coffee strategy is a great one.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I've bought you a coffee. I was like, hey, do this online program for 28 days. I've got some results. Here's some testimonials. Comment yes below. So I had a comment stream of like hundreds of yeses. And, with this, I had a little bit of an authority in the marketplace for that, because I constantly gave out content about how to lose weight. So the more authority you are, the better it works. And the more people know you, the better it works. But it has to elevate your trust to those people who are then going to buy from you. So about 100 people start my 28-day, my T28 initiate initial January 2012 program. And that was 2012. Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
It was early. It was very early.
It was a year after Open RBT, so I think it was 2012.
That would be right.
So with that, they started in January. They did the month for free, and at the end of the first month, I actually so they were beta testing.
I did that month.
Okay. You did do it.
Yeah, I know, but it's not how you got me.
I got you before it. Yeah. But with this is how you sort of bridge the gap into the trusted advisor status. You have credibility then. There's intimacy because you have a bit of vulnerability and authenticity. People know more of who you are and how you convey your message. They understand your belief systems. It's not about you, it's about them. And you're really showing how much you care because people buy from you when they see that you actually care about changing their life. It's not about just your bank balance. So, you agree?
Oh, I do.
Okay. So this is the trusted advisors role, and it has to be a unique mechanism. Like for this, and it was like, hey, we do this 4-day.
You stood for something. You very clearly stood for things back then. I was thinking about that vegans and Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I fuss with vegans back then. Yeah, but I'm not like against veganism.
No. But
I do not promote it for my clients.
Oh, we still don't.
Exactly. So with this. With these guys, you get people on. You can do a 14-day Kickstart program for free. You can get 28 days. And you have to understand you have to give them a lot of love. And people might be thinking right now, oh, I'm better than free. And I was like, if you're broke, you're not. Okay. And if you want to have more trust in the marketplace, you're not either. If you want to try and go into a new marketplace, you're not either. You're not
Krispy Kreme gives away whole donuts for free.
Tony Robbins gives away free UPW courses. I get emails all the time. Come to UPW for free. Like he knows, as we know,
it's bodies.
It's all bodies in the door. It's all the amount of people you can get in that initial stadium.
It's all the bitches in the mall.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's it. The chicks in the mall. It's a numbers game. Everything is metrics. So if you understand that it's a numbers game, if I can get 100 people into this free program, I'm going to keep 20 ongoing. And I just need, that means if I get 1,000, I'm going to get 200. The numbers may skew a little bit because your scalability might change. But for me, it was 100 and I was going to keep on. At the end of that first month, I actually said, give me a PayPal donation what you thought this was worth, and I had some people offering like 150, some people offering $5 or $10 or something like that. I was like, oh, screw you. Anyway, but then I went 100 people again, and then I actually started with affiliates, and I had 32 other coaches, and I took 50% of their revenue, and they got 100 in their groups, so they had 3,200 people doing it, and then it kept ongoing after that, and I took 50% of their revenue. I showed them how to use the beta strategy with them, and from that, that's how we grew it to 5,000 people. And, I had my 32 affiliates who were Fit Pro coaches. I used a software called Member 360 and Infusionsoft, which is the bane of my existence on how that ran. It's like learning tech when you don't know tech. But you can do this with your boot camp. You can do this with your one-on-one PT business. You can do this with your own online program. You can do, like we use this for online programs all the time. So all you're doing is you're giving them amazing service. You're giving them some form of results in advance. So they're getting a result because people, as soon as you get them a result they haven't gotten before, people are like, oh my God, you are the Messiah. Like they believe in you and they trust you and they want to refer people to you because they're like, I haven't got the result before. You have to be good at what you do.
But also you weren't greedy. Like you didn't go, oh, I can just keep growing this. You were like, I can grow this faster if I engage the same passion, the same buy-in, because I think we can all agree that the first 100 were there because of you. So to get the next 100 and the next 100, the further down the line you go, it's harder and harder and harder because they don't know you. And obviously pre-Facebook and all that sort of stuff. But if you can tie in with people who had the same buy-in with their 100, then their 100 gets 100, gets 100. And so yes, you may not have earned all that money off those people, but the growth came from basically leveraging people's trust and their communities.
Exactly. Leveraging their trusted advisor status.
Exactly.
And then from that, we got to like 5,000. Then all of a sudden I was on the radio. I was in like Women's Day. I was in I was in men's health. One of my clients who did the T28 got into men's health. Like, because it got into such a roll-on effect, I started to become, Josh. I started to become an authority status in that marketplace because of the beta tester strategy. So this can be the roll-on or the snowball effect, and the flywheel will kick in. It's like a turbine, right? Like it slowly, it has to, you build up slowly, all of a sudden gets momentum, and then it kicks in. It's like, wow, this is going fast.
Yeah.
And like, that's what you have to think. It's not, you can't just do it once. You have to just keep doing it, keep refining it, keep service offering. You'll get more testimonials, you get more word of mouth. You'll get, all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, this is good. And that is the beta strategy. The next one is the ambassador strategy. Do you want to talk about that?
I just feel like I'm here for special comments because you're on a roll. I'm just here for the humor, guys.
You're here because you look good on my arm.
Oh, thanks.
That's actually what makes Liv feel. It's the worst statement because
demeaned
exactly all the rest of it.
Debased.
She just does the books.
Just do the
No, Liv does not do the books. She is the brains.
So answer your emails.
You do not do
For
that.
a large portion of time, I was your phone number.
Oh, yeah, I did throw my phone. At one point in my life, I got so annoyed with people messaging me and calling me. We were driving down.
You display these behaviors to this day. You're a very rash person. When you hit a wall and shit explodes.
Yeah. I was driving down the road and I was frustrated. I was over it with people constantly messaging me, calling me. So I just grabbed my phone and I just threw it out the window of the car, and I just kept driving. Didn't look back. Didn't wonder what was going on with our phone. I just kept driving home. And then whoever wanted to get hold of me from that moment on had to actually call Liv or message Liv. And I didn't have a phone for about 6 months. It was a great 6 months for me, pre-Instagram algorithm. But
exactly. Now he would cry and run back and get it.
All the booties. But with this, like, we're going into the ambassador strategy. Jesus. So with the ambassador strategy, this doesn't mean you have to get like people with 100,000 followers or anything like that. The ambassador strategy is people to come in and do your business for free. We've had ambassadors.
People who care. They're like real ambassadors.
Yeah, they can love you. They could be current clients.
Not hashtag sponsored post.
No, it's not. Exactly. It's definitely not hashtag sponsored post. But with this, what it is you can get 5 or 10 people into your online business or into your offline business one-on-one. You could get a couple of one-on-one clients and just train free, get them great results. You could do a group training, you could do online training. And what they do, these 5 people, they do your service, and it works really well in a group training environment or an online environment, because every single time someone comes into your online group, they have to like them, welcome them, trust them, message them, make sure they feel like they're the raving fan. If someone comes into a group training environment, they welcome them, they make sure they feel great, and like they're the ambassador of your gym.
The Auntie Ahu.
Yeah, exactly. She was an amazing ambassador. Like, they create connection, they create contribution, they create this vibe that people are so welcomed, and when people feel welcomed, they feel they stay. But
it's also like the transference of like the authority, like these guys are amazing. They're going to change your life. He cares so much. This coach is amazing. That, like, they immediately allay all of the initial objections that people have when they first walk into your business, or that first week where all of a sudden they can't sit down on the toilet for the first time and they're crying because they're weight training for the first time. All of that sort of stuff. They are there to really tell them it's okay. And it's not just from you as the business owner. It's from someone who's been where they are. They can immediately relate to each other, and they just say, like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. By the way, try my chicken, risole recipe.
Well, exactly. If I say I'm good, that's just a statement. If you say I'm good,
Correct.
It's a fact.
Yes.
So it's creating the facts within your company. Now, they're not there to be a pillow fluffer and say you're good and make people welcome. They're there actually to get referrals in as well. So as part of the strategy, what they do is they sign a contract for 12 weeks. And every 12 weeks, they sign a new contract. If they don't think they can adhere to the terms of the contract, you find new ambassadors, and that's completely fine as well. So over the 12 weeks, they must bring in 6, so 2 people per month, 6 trials. So 6 7-day trials. And that means they're like working billboards of your business. You give them a specific link with like a Woofu form, which is a download form. So you can track where the trials are coming from, and you're getting the 2 from them each month. If you have 5 ambassadors, that's 10 trials coming every single month from them. Now with us, we have 5 ambassadors in each of our gyms. We have these people coming through. We have 10 referrals every month. That's 120 referrals every single year. Okay, if you are half decent at what you do, you should sign up 60 of them. And for us, the average lifetime member is about $2,500-$3,000, so it brings in over $100,000 per gym just by doing this strategy. It's not a hard strategy, and it creates a better culture, creates a better community, and it creates a extra 100K to your bottom line. So your ambassador strategy is one you should definitely deploy inside your business.
Definitely. And it's so easy now. Like when we first started this stuff, it was actually quite tricky. Whereas now, each of the ambassadors just have the QR code. The QR code's on their phone. They just pull it up. Someone scans it, fills out the form, and you're done. Like the lead's in and the guys call them, and there's no like making sure that they know that they've got the information because you've tracked it. You know where it came from, and everyone feels really positive about it. And it's really easy for them, and they feel really professional. So I think like between that, the gift cards used to work really well as well. And they used to give away the gift cards, and we used to track the numbers. So, you've got the number, all our gift cards were numbered.
I forgot about them.
Yeah. The shut up and train.
Gift cards.
But
like we used to, like, someone had gift cards 1 to 50, someone had 50 to 100, and they had the numbers.
So all your staff as well, like our staff used to have them. So they would have the certain numbers, they all had to give them out, and they had to try and get a certain number of them to re-engage. And then that way, the other thing you can do is give those gift cards to your members. We used to do this a lot around Christmas time, so they could give the gift of fitness. And you can basically give them the cards, which members had which numbers, so you can thank them for the referrals when they come in. Or if no one's followed them up, you can say to them, hey, did you give out those gift cards? Because no one's come back to us and let us know they want to use them. So chase up your friends or take it off them and give it to a friend who really wants the gift of fitness. So the number, I think having the numbers on those plastic cards, we used to make them up like credit cards. They looked really cool and we gave them out as Christmas gifts. And they were the gift of fitness. And they've probably worked better for us than even vouchers and things like that we used to go to heaps of effort to personalize and whatever when people would say, I want to give a gift. This was something that was right there. They could just grab one for our members. It was no cost, low cost for them to be able to give that gift. And they felt really good about it because, they got to bring their friend into the gym or their mum or their dad or whoever. Some hot guy down the street. Who knows?
Oh, jeez. That's literally the gift card strategy is what I...
It was a bonus one. Look at that.
I used when we were in that pizza shop.
Oh, yes. See, normal wives would be concerned about this stuff. Yeah. I'm just like, I hope my pizza's not getting cold, asshole.
So we're sitting outside, and this is who I am, right? Like, and again, you have to have resilience and grit, and I think I am this person now because I didn't used to be. I used to be I wasn't introverted, but I was afraid to walk up to people and talk to them.
Well, you are still. Rejection. I think you're an extroverted introvert.
An ambivert.
An ambivert.
So with this, I used to hate talking to people, I hate selling people, but I've changed my mindset around what sales is. But with this, I was sitting in a pizza shop. This girl walks out of her house next to the pizza shop. I was like, hey. And she looked at me like I was some deranged, crazy man. I was like, do you find it hard with your fitness living next to a pizza shop? She's like, what?
I'd already walked off to the car at this point. I wasn't even with you. So it wasn't like there was safety in numbers. No. It was like some strange tattooed guy yelling out to her going, hey, you live next door to a pizza shop. Not creepy at all.
Yeah, exactly. I was like a creepy man with tattoos in summer in Perth. I was like, hey, do you find it hard with your fitness living next to a pizza shop? She's like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's all right. It's good pizza. I was like, yeah, it was fantastic. I was like, do you currently train? She's like, oh, yeah, I do, kind of. I was like, would you like a month free of training? At my studio's worth $200. And I don't know if she thought I was trying to pick her up or I don't know, but she's like, yeah, it sounds fantastic. And I was like, well, here's this gift card. What's your number? I'll get our manager at that place to give you a call and book you in for a month of training. And from that, she actually signed up because I know that Ryan did that. Yeah. But like,
I think that was actually one of the first times Chanel met you.
Yeah, but like with this, that's what you do. You talk to everyone. You talk to the person in the elevator.
I talk to everyone. Everyone knows what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Be the person that puts a smile on someone else's face in the elevator. You can't just be a closed-off human being. Anyway, that's how you should have run it as far as the ambassador strategy and just life.
You also give them out to local businesses around you. Like you also did that to that poor girl in Boost. You gave the girl at the Boost Juice bar. You gave all the girls in the Boost Juice bar.
And some people find it confronting because they think you're calling them fat, but they aren't.
But that's just the grit, right? You've got to keep going.
Yes, because not everyone's going to say yes. And we used to do it walking up and down the street, just like we just hustled. And yes, you don't have to always hustle. You can chuck a Facebook ad up, but if you can get another 10 clients a month through a strategy as well as Facebook, like why wouldn't you? And get your staff to do this or do it yourself. If you don't have the money for Facebook ads, get some hustle in your belly and start going. Start changing some lives. The next one, I'm going to talk about the Sauna strategy last, but the next one I'm going to talk about is the authority results strategy. Now I did this with online again, and I did this with offline. I did this thing called a 56-day shred. And I put it on my Facebook and I was like, I want to take 8 people through a 56-day shred. You have to be fully compliant. I'm going to dramatically change your life. I'm X, Y, and Z. All the rest of it. And comment below. And once they comment below, what I did then is I, got them to fill out a woohoo form again. It's like, why are you going to stick to this? Why should I pick you? Why are you going to be the person that I'm going to coach you for free for the next 56 days? And also with that, it's like you have to document your story. You have to post on your Facebook personally. You have to do A, B, and C. So again, there was a commitment.
There was video diaries as well.
Every week they had to do a video diary. And then we made a compilation of their video diaries over the 56 days. I remember one of the ladies in this, she lost 56 kilos in 56 days.
Maria.
It was insane. Now, that's probably the most dramatic weight loss I've ever coached someone through in their life. And she's still lean to this day. She was like 130 kilos, like nearly 300 pounds. And she lost 130, 140 pounds in 56 days. It was insane. Anyway, it was great training. It was great accountability. And from that, people would follow their journey and they would again have a link for a 7-day online trial. Every time they would post up their journey, how much weight they would lose, they would document their training, they would document their nutrition. So they had to post some of the meals that they were eating, the training they were doing, their weekly video live, had to post on their Facebook because they were truly committed to the cause. And they had a link that was committed to them. Okay. And they would post and we'd get 7-day trials coming in from these 8 people every single week. So this is the authority results strategy that worked fantastic online. And also it worked with offline. We had another lady who did it.
Was Maria.
Was also Maria, a different Maria.
But that was they all had to submit to have a life-changing transformation.
So it was 1 year of coaching for free. And you had to have a minimum of 50 kilos to lose.
Yeah.
So I was like, tag someone who actually wants to change their life. Again, from this is like for the authority results. She had to create a Facebook page, create an Instagram account. She would have to do basically post every day how she's going. There was huge accountability for her. So people would watch the life change for her. She lost about 50 kilos. She lost on average a kilo a week. So it wasn't as dramatic as 56 kilos in 56 days. But someone loses 50 kilos over a year, they're like, this business is fucking good.
I think the 56-day Maria, knowing her at the time, because we were all members together at the time, very different personality types. Very different. Maria, 56-day Maria, hardcore. Year-long Maria, very anxious.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So there was ups and downs. She was going through a lot of internal battles that we had to try and work through as well. But for her, documenting her journey, I think she had about 2,000 likes on her Facebook page by the end. She was great at writing, so they had to write why they were. And she wrote a really good story. I was like, you're a writer. You get to win. So with her, we would get 2 to 3 7-day trials every week for a year. So I would say we had 100 to 150 referrals from this because everyone was so inspired by her journey and her weight loss. They're like, even if they had to lose 5 or 10 kilos, they're like, I want to be around this. So with this, if you had access to their fan page, you could boost the posts with Facebook ads because they're talking about themselves and their own weight loss journey, and you can do that on Facebook. You could boost the post around your gym like $10 a day. They could tag your gym in their page. Like your authority status through the roof, your referrals through the roof, and yeah, that's how you do the authority strategy. The last one is the sauna strategy. And it's not really a strategy, everyone can just use straight away, but like this also brought in Liv into my life, which was fantastic.
Super expensive sauna story.
Yep. I know everyone knows, or they might not know, that's okay. You can tell them how you paid for the sauna membership.
No, I'm saying like for you, like there's been kids, there's all sorts of stuff. Like that's the resulting expense for you from that sauna is inordinate. Most people just have a sauna.
Yeah, I guess this sauna cost me a lot of money, I think.
This sauna is it's a very special sauna for you. We should hold on to that sauna forever.
I think, does the average child cost you $1 or $1.5 million? From
something like that. It's pretty crazy. So we're racking up a bill.
This sauna is costing me like $2.5 million. It's quite expensive.
Very expensive. Don't get this model.
But with this, the sauna strategy, for me, I was like, I needed to get some fast cash in, but also the carry-on effect from this was a lot of clients. So this is like cross-promotion methods on the back end of this. That's how I'll talk about it. But the start, like I was 3 months into opening RBT, I was like, I had to pay my first month's lease, which is about $11,000 back then before CPI increases over 9 years. And when we're looking at this, it's like $11,000. I was like, holy shit, how do I open this business? Because I don't have enough members right now to pay the $11,000 because I just paid the money for the equipment that I was doing. And remember, guys, all these stories today is not a matter of resources, it's a matter of resourcefulness, because that's what you have in life and business. Get resourceful. Don't stop looking for the resources and the handouts. So I was like, okay, I don't have $11,000. I'm going to lose my business. How do I do this? And I was racking my brain. And it was when like the Groupon was, bigger in Australia. I know you can still do it in America, and you get some deals coming through that. And you get a couple of results in Australia, but not really much. And I didn't want to do necessarily a group training one. I was like, what is a alternative offer that I can put on Groupon that will get me enough money in to help me pay this $11,000. And I was like, well, an infrared sauna helps detoxify the lymphatic system. It helps with the results that we try and do inside our gym. So I was like, you know what? And then people who come in for the sauna, I can sell them into my gym. I was like, great. That's what I'm going to do. So I called this girl, and we used a company called Spreets, not Groupon, because she actually trained in the gym. And I called her up and I was like, hey, I want to run this infrared sauna deal, and it's going to be $19 for the month. And, you guys get 25%. I'll get 75% when you can negotiate with these companies back then. And it's pretty crazy. And she's like, you don't even have an infrared sauna on your website. And I was like, hold on. And I had to learn how to do websites back then and it's pretty elaborate. It's not just like a ClickFunnels or a Wix. So I quickly mocked up a page, pulled a couple of pictures of infrared saunas off Google, and I threw it up. It's like, look, it's like $100 for a month of infrared saunas. It's like, we want to do it for $19. She's like, okay. And then it was 13 days. So 12 days before I had to pay this money, they knocked up this infrared sauna deal on Spreets. It went crazy.
That's because it was express fat loss. Like the whole thing was like, you can lose fat faster if you just sit in a hot sauna. And everyone knows what a sauna was. But like infrared, even now, a lot of people know the difference between a sauna and an infrared sauna.
Unique mechanism.
So it was like, so I can just sit in this special sauna. And like you had this thing where it was like it infiltrates your fat cells and it like eradicates them.
It penetrates
your fat cells. Now, my friend Haley and I both purchased this deal because like $19 because we were like Spreets, Groupon's groupies back then, because that's when we used to have date nights on Wednesdays, me and Haley, and with each other, and eat. And Alana as well, who's since left us for Sydney. So I'm not talking to her because she's in New South Wales of freedom. But she, we bought this deal, and that was the beginning. I also did buy your training Groupon, just so you know.
So with this, Liv bought the Groupon. She bought the sauna strategy. But over the next, honestly, from like day 12 to day 3, it sold It was crazy. So I remember this. I got the screen capture somewhere on my computer, and I keep that screen capture because it reminds me like shit just happens sometimes. It sold over 900 deals. It pulled in. It was $15,000. 15,000. It was crazy. Okay, to us, $15,000 to our business. In total, it pulled in 19,000 something dollars. It was so insane. So they got their cut. You know, and
They were happy.
they were happy. We got our cut, and it was like 2 days before I had to pay this $11K, and I got $15,000. The whole thing is, I didn't even own a sauna, so like that's the crazy.
I bought a fake sauna.
Liv bought a fake sauna ticket, so it was like I got $15K. It was quite funny.
Not only this, the asshole embedded like a recurring revenue.
Yeah, on the back end of it. Smart. But with this guy, so I got 15K. I called up this company, J&H Saunas, and I said, I need a sauna. I've got over 800 people coming to use
I think we've
this
subsequently
sauna.
bought like 15 saunas from
A
them.
lot of saunas off them across all the gyms since then. But I was like, I need you express delivered to me. So they expressed me a sauna for just over $2,000. I paid my first month of lease, which was $11,000, and I had $2,000 in my bank. And I was like, wow. That was
fun.
That was fun. Touch wood. And I had 800 people coming in for a sauna that I could cross-sell into my gym.
Because that's the thing. We didn't buy the training thing, but I wouldn't have bought the training from the Groupon had I not gone to the sauna and gone and seen the gym, known it was real, and gone, hey,
I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do this down this bikey alley street.
Exactly. It's a very crazy gym. But that's how we did the sauna strategy. And we had about 100 people from that 800 people actually come across and try out our gym, which then increased our business by about 100K. And that was the catalyst to keep me going in month 4 for RBT. There's so many stories along the way, but these 5 strategies or 5 stories all made me over $100,000 each of them. And, you know, for us, there have been some amazing stories in business. I hope you enjoyed them today.
And if you buy a sauna, you too can meet your wife.
Yeah, you could. But, or your husband.
Or your husband. Yeah, that's true.
So with this team, I want you to 1, subscribe to the podcast. 2, I want you to tell someone else about the podcast. I want you to tag me on Instagram saying you watch the podcast. I get significance from that. I'm a significance-driven person sometimes.
Or maybe you could just tag me and be like, Liv, that podcast would be shit without you. Your comments are hilarious.
They are hilarious. So at Travis Jones Entrepreneur or...
Oh, at _Liv_Jones, because I'm the Liv Jones.
And I remember that you always remember the last thing you hear. So at Travis Jones Entrepreneur. So tag me on Instagram, shoot me inbox, tell me you loved it. If you need help with your fitness business, you can reach out to me or Liv. We are always happy to help. We help Fit Pros get 30 clients guaranteed in 12 weeks or less. FitProFormula.com. And you can ask me any questions about it on my IG, guys. We do this podcast because we love to help Fit Pros grow their business. So if you're stuck, if you're struggling, if you have a question, shoot me an inbox and I will happy to help you out. And that is
Always.
it today from the Travis Jones Show. Peace out. Have a great week.
See ya.